Coming up, a swimmer conquering the near impossible.
We got people that say, oh, Darren, you don't understand. I don't like cold water. I don't like cold water either. In Pittsburgh, we're football and steelworking, blue-collar community. So open water swimming is not really on the radar.
Darren Miller is an open water swimming legend, the first person to swim the famed Ocean 7 without failure. Open water swimming may look like a solo sport. For Darren, it's anything but.
This is Keystone State Park in Derry, Pennsylvania. This was my training ground for most of those swims. This lake is roughly about a mile across, and you're looking at now a nice, flat, calm, peaceful lake. This is a very different setting, but it's what I have to work with.
Open water swimming is a traditional sport with strict rules, including no wetsuits.
To start on dry land, walk in on my own accord, and then swim across the body of water, exiting to dry land as well. And you're fed from a boat. You know, usually you'll have an escort boat next to you. And how you get nutrition is on the end of a bottle. They more or less just kind of throw a bottle out off the boat on a ski rope, but you can't touch the boat. Nobody can touch you. It's funny when people say, oh, why don't you just take a rest? And I'm like, 53-degree water, you're not resting. You know what I mean? The number one thing you're doing is you're keeping your hands going, because hypothermia is by far the number one challenge that we face.
You have a hat like a tassel cap. You just wrap that towel around his head.
The other challenge, well, we've all seen the movies.
As far as sharks, there was one time in Japan, right around 13 hours in, swam just right below me. Certain animals, like the jellyfish, I hope to never see again. After taking about 5 Portuguese man-of-war stings on the Molokai Channel swim, you know what's in the water below you. So the threat is real, but that's life.
I've actually seen a lot of jellyfish as well go by the boat. I haven't seen or heard that he has been stung yet, so hopefully all is well there.
For Darren, the underwater threats pale in comparison to the other challenges he faced early in life.
I grew up right here in Export, Pennsylvania. I graduated Penn State 2005. I weighed about 275 pounds, so I was really into heavy weightlifting. I was a smoker, drinking way too much. I lost a couple of friends to drugs and violence, and I was just really in a tough place. It was a turning point in my life, and I was feeling better about myself, feeling better. My career was starting to take off, and I read a book about an open water swimmer. It was very inspiring, so I said, that's what I'm gonna do now.
Darren found a way to align open water swimming with his other passion, giving back to those in need.
Basically, we started a fund called the Forever Fund at the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh that benefits the infant cardiothoracic ward. So families that are going through very difficult times, to help pay the small costs, travel, to prescription drugs. In honor of the Forever Fund, I said, I want to swim the English Channel. How I would train was I would take cold showers every day. My house was at 55 degrees all the time. In the wintertime, I'm shoveling the sidewalk with flip-flops on and shorts, basically doing anything I could to acclimate to the cold. Long story short, it worked. July 19th, 2010, I swam the English Channel.
Go for it, mate.
After the English Channel, Darren set out to swim the Ocean 7, an open water swimmer's equivalent to climbing the 7 summits.
And at the time, when I first started into it, nobody had ever done all of these 7. So it became this kind of global open water challenge to see who could do it first. The second one I did, that was one of the hardest days of my life. I actually have it tattooed on my forearm, the actual path that we took. I was expecting the journey to take about 8 hours, and we got stuck in a body of water. It was swirling waters, eddy, the whole 9 yards. I had to sprint to outdo the tide, and it took about 15 hours and 55 minutes.
Oh, right here. Oh, you're the man, dude.
I became the 4th person overall, but the first one to do them all without failures.
Ocean 7, everyone, first time.
Good job.
Every single one, Darren, first time.
Your body tells you to stop over and over and over. But at the end of the day, it's a goal that you have to accomplish. You got to find a way. That's the challenge. Then there's the boat that nobody sees. And on that boat are my grandparents, who are my heroes, you know, telling me, just keep going, right? I have my friend Summer, my friend Jimmy, you know, my cousin Kara, my uncle Mike, people that I've lost, that they're with me all the time.
Darren has spent most of the last decade racing on land, but he's currently training for a 21-mile swim across Lake Tahoe.
Absolutely beautiful day out here today. This is the best part, see? I'm very motivated by what we're doing it for. To think about a family who had just lost a newborn. As a father of 2 beautiful children, I can't even imagine going through that. So what I do when I'm out there swimming in the ice or I'm swimming with sharks, that's easy. And it's been an amazing way to share my story and try to inspire others to say, you don't have to swim the English Channel to make a difference in the world. Air temperature, about 40 degrees. Water temperature, probably low 50s. We all have been given certain gifts, and how can we leverage those to give back and help others? And for all the people that say you don't understand, I don't like cold water, well, that's what we do.